Welcome to this tutorial, and today I'm going to show you how to use Windows 7 Disk Check utility, which is available in all editions of Windows 7, and I think it's available in other Windows editions as well. But today I'm just going to focus on Windows 7. It's the opposite operating system we've got anyway, and because a lot of people are migrating to Windows 7 now, finally. So let's carry on. So what is a bad sector and how is it caused? You may be wondering why I'm adding this into the disk check tutorial, and that is because disk check is primarily used to check for bad sectors. So disk checking is basically used to check for bad sectors on your hard drive, and I've supplied a little explanation of what a bad sector is and how is it caused. So a sector is a small area of a hard disk which contains data in 512 byte segments. You may get hard and bad sectors. A soft sector is basically a thing we can repair, and it's very simple to do that. It's basically when an error correction code in a sector does not match the content of that particular sector. And hard bad sectors are physical damage to the hard drive, and therefore they can't be repaired. So physical bad sectors would be like physical damage to the hard drive, like air pollution, sectors wearing out, scratches, things like that. Common causes of bad sectors: improper shutdown of Windows, malware, overheating due to improper cooling, which may be due to broken fan blades, fans which are not working, heat sinks with not enough thermal paste, or heat sinks full of dust, dust accumulation, which basically just restricts the airflow flowing through your computer unless you have liquid cooling, which is a different matter altogether. Physical defects of the hard drive, general surface wear, and air pollution, which I said about in the hard bad sectors. So that's common causes of bad sectors, and I'll show you how to prevent them soon. So how do I prevent these bad sectors from happening? So yeah, you may be actually wondering, how do I actually get rid of these then? Well, these are some methods which you can use. Good reliable anti-malware and antivirus programs, such as Microsoft Security Essentials, which you can download from their website for free, and it is actually very reliable and good. And a regular updating of programs when available, which you can just check through Windows Update, and it'll be under the optional options. Usually there'll be programs or updates for your programs which you can install, or sometimes like OBreeder X and Shockwave player, things like that. They usually give you the option, or usually have a little pop-up saying an update is ready to be installed, and you just install it, and that will actually make your programs more secure against virus attacks and stuff, which can actually cause physical damage to your hard drive. Regularly scheduled defragmentation, which will prevent head crashes on a hard drive. As you know, a hard drive is basically got, so I'll explain as simply as I can. It's basically a spinning disk, which is called a platter, and that it's just constantly spinning. That's why when you may buy a hard drive, you see revs per minute, which is basically how fast it's travelling. So the faster it travels, the faster the data access for your hard drive, and therefore the greater performance. Yeah, and so it's basically spinning, and this defragmentation basically organizes the files in the correct order. So basically this will also improve your performance as well, your read and write performance, and it basically knows where the data is. It's easier to find the data. So when you go to a library, everything gets alphabetically organized, and that's what this defragmentation does. It basically organizes it alphabetically so that it's easier for the hard drive arm or head reads, basically the head basically reads the data That's what the reset head is for. Yeah, so it basically reads it. So if it wasn't organised, it would basically frantically look for the data you're trying to open, or the file you're trying to open, and this may cause a head crash on a hard drive, which can cause physical hard sectors, which I explained, which we can't repair. The only way to solve that issue is to buy a new hard drive, which you may not want to do. Improper shutdown of Windows, and that can corrupt data and stuff in your hard drive. That's right, shutting down. Adequate, the proper shutdown, I mean. Adequate cooling and regular cleaning of dust. So I know that might be a bit more difficult with a laptop, but you can get cans of compressed air, and a lot of our laptops you can actually open up quite easily. But if you have a desktop, that's very simple. There's no excuse there not to clean it out regularly. Just take the case off the front, clean out the dust, pull it out. Just be careful when you're touching stuff. And make sure it's turned off as well. Adequate cooling. Basically, if you're overclocking, make sure you have adequate fans and the fans work and your heat sinks are clean. You've got enough paste on them. And you can also download some temperature reading programs such as Cupid, Hardware Monitor, and Core Temp, which will be able to show you your temperatures of your hard drive and other components such as CPU. You may want to download them as well, which can basically monitor your hard drive and see how cool it is and what your adequate cooling is. Good quality hardware from well-known brands. This basically get hardware such as like Seagate, Western Digital, basically brands that are well trusted by people and IT experts. So you basically know they're going to be reliable and of good quality, and they're basically not going to cause any errors. Remove the computer carefully. As with a hard drive, you know it has an ARM. If you're a bit careful, especially when a hard drive's or computer's on, you may cause a head crash, which can cause hard bad sectors. So keep your computer, move it carefully and stuff. So how do I perform this check? There's actually two ways to do this. You can go to the properties of your selected hard drive within the computer section, and it will say error check-in or disk check or something like that, and you can basically do that. But I find the best way to do it is command prompt, as in sometimes you might not be able to access your computer, and the only way to do this is from the command prompt. So I was show you all the switches and commands, which you can, and general syntax is on the other slide. All the switches and commands we can use. The two main ones. The rest are kind of like a bit more. If you have a bit more knowledge of Windows 7 and general Windows and computing practices, this is basically the main two that we want to use is R and F. The best way to do this is to use these in conjunction with each other. The rest of them are kind of like more optional. Don't really do it a lot. Look, so you can get like I can use it NTF. It's a new technology file system. A lot of your laptops and computers probably will have that now. If not, you can format your hard drive to this. Windows 7, Windows XP. I think it goes back as early as like 2000, and Windows 98 all support NTFS. Older systems may only support FAT32, which is File Isolation Table 32. Yeah, so look, if you look at I, performs a less rigorous check of index entries, which reduces the amount of time required to run this check. So it's basically just checks your index entries. It's not going to do a lot. All this information, all your error checking and stuff is displayed in a log file, which you may do a tutorial about that as well. But you can just Google how to find your disk check log file. It's pretty simple. It's basically just changes your results from your disk check. So yeah. So as I said, the main ones we're going to look at is F and R. So you may want to pause this slide as well. So F, fixes errors on the disk. The disk may be locked, and this may be locked. This basically means if the hard drive you want to check has an operating system on it, it will ask you to schedule a disk check on the next boot of your computer. So basically just say yes and reboot your computer and it'll start disk checking it all. But that's basically what it means if it says the disk is locked or it's in use. That's all it means. There's no errors there, there's no problems. It's just very normal to have that thing. So it's basically if you've got an operating system running, for example on a C drive, which is primary partitioned, whereby it should usually contained. You can put any old drive. Some people have 2 drives, so if you want to check the other drive, you should have no problems with that. R locates bad sectors and recovers readable information. It says includes the functionality of F with additional analysis of physical disk errors. So R, you basically want to use R as well as F. F is more like soft sectors, R is more bad sectors, hard bad sectors. As I said, I know you can't fix hard bad sectors, but at least it will it'll try and get the data, recover much data as possible. You also can get third-party programs which will recover data for you from your hard drive. But basically, then you'll know, hey, look, my computer's got hard bad sectors on the computer. I need to get a new hard drive and back up my data as soon as possible because I can't do a lot about it. So that's basically all switches you can use in command prompt, and yeah. So this is the common syntax of disk checking. So this is the command you use. It's disk check, the drive letter, say for example C, and the switches with the space in between. The switches, these are basically like /F. These are all the switches on this slide. These are all every single switch. So switches in between, and as I've got an example down here, just check the drive letter and 2 switches. Yeah, that's it. Hope the tutorial helped you. Remember to comment and subscribe, and if you have any issues, just please drop a comment. Thanks for watching.